Today I'm going to be starting a brand new MyGM mode with the one caveat that I can only sign wrestlers who are worth $150,000 or less.
He's just cheap.
And to do this, I'm going to be using Mick Foley. He comes with the Cactus Jacked card for MyGM mode, and this allows us to select an opposing brand, and two superstars who participate in their show in the following week will become injured, and it's selected at random. And I'm also going to choose SmackDown because of the Birth of Legends card, which gives 6 random superstars on the roster a popularity increase of +6. Make sure you leave a like, drop a comment and subscribe if you're new around here. And we're going to be going up against Stephanie McMahon and Raw, obviously, Kurt Angle and NXT, and we're going to be going up against Eric Bischoff and WCW. In terms of the settings, I'm going to keep everything on normal just because it's difficult enough as it is. Opening budget is going to stay at 2.75 million. We're going to use snake order. Shake-ups are on. It's a default draft pool and it's not an auto draft. What we're going to do is we're going to sort this by cost, like that, and we're going to be looking at the lowest. And now if we're using 150,000 as our target, we've got quite a big selection but absolutely no superstars, so we're going to be stuck at Veer Mahan and below. Looking at this crowd, I mean, there's not many great ones. We've got LA Knight in here. He's quite good in terms of like as a talent in real life. He's quite good, quite exciting to have. We got a lot of the women wrestlers. We got Joaquin Wilde as well, who I know, I believe, as DJ Z, who is very, very good. Always been a big fan of him. And I think instead of starting just at the top, we're not going to be able to get Queen Zelina. She's 150 and 500, so she's 500 too much. I'm gonna start with LA Knight. Raw go for the man in Becky Lynch. NXT pick Brock Lesnar. And WCW take the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Now they get a second pick. Their second pick is Dexter Lumis. That's quite scary. NXT take MVP. And Raw take Finn Balor. Now for me, we're going again. We've got LA Knight. It's a bit too early to worry about who we're going to be taking in terms of like pairings and stuff. I just want to take some of the better ones as quickly as possible. Gonna be looking at Cameron Grimes. And then for my second one, I think I am gonna take Joaquin Wilde. Raw take Rick Boogs. Ronda Rousey goes to NXT. Asuka goes to WCW, who also take Shayna Baszler. So no Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler team here. Dana Brooke take NXT, or NXT take Dana Brooke, and Raw takes Kevin Owens. As long as they stay up that high end, I don't care. Just let me take as many of these low 150,000 or below superstars. Let's just take Veer Mahan. And let's take Tamina. First lady drafted is Tamina. Logan Paul goes to Raw. Cody Rhodes goes to NXT. And Nakamura goes to WCW. None of these people are people I worry about. Otis very close to my deadline, or to my target, but not part of it. Otis goes to WCW, Kofi Kingston goes to NXT, and Rhea Ripley goes to Raw. So for my next pick, we're going to go for Akira Tozawa. And then we're going to just take, I'm just going to start ticking them off from the highest values downwards. Chances are they're going to be the best stamina or the best popularities that I can go for. So we'll take Titus O'Neil as well. Nikki Ash goes to Raw. Couldn't have got her if I wanted. Omos goes to NXT. And Santos Escobar goes to WCW, followed by Shanky. None of these people were people I could have taken, so we're doing okay. Io Sky goes to NXT. Shelton Benjamin goes to Raw. Our talent pool is still here, still intact. We're gonna take Cruz Del Toro. And we're going to take Nikita Lyons. We should have a strong budget here, we should be able to get a big, deep roster. Gunter goes to Raw. They take Raquel Rodriguez, who I could have had, to NXT. So we have lost somebody there. Bianca Belair and Dakota Kai to WCW. Butch to NXT. I couldn't have had him. They're also going to take Gigi Dolan to Raw. So I lost 2 people from my talent pool there. So if we could get, how many we got left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 1.5 million still. There's 8 wrestlers for us to take. Most of them female. We'll take Reggie.
SmackDown chooses Reggie.
And we'll take Zoe Stark. If we can get 6 or 7 of the last 8, then it's a win. A big roster means we can, you know, make more matches. And if we can walk out with the most money, that would be great. So Chad Gable to Raw, Humberto to NXT, and then Austin Theory and Damian Priest to WCW. Commander Aziz goes to Raw, to NXT, and Matt Riddle goes to Raw. So I couldn't have had any of those. We're going to go for Xia Li.
Drafts Xia Li.
And then we're going to go for Shotzi. Drew Gulak goes to Raw. I'm going to start seeing general managers start to drop out soon, I believe. Bron Breakker to NXT. Bayley to WCW. Charlotte Flair is still available. That is crazy. How is Charlotte Flair still available? Indy Hartwell taken from my talent pool. Raw finalized there as well. WCW did just finalize 2, I believe. Who else is available still? Oh my god. Charlotte Flair is still here. Johnny Gargano still here. Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Karrion Kross. Wow, man. That is a lot of big names not being taken. And I'm not even going to look at them. We're going to take JC Jane.
SmackDown chooses JC Jane.
I got a lot of heels. We're going to need to take... We should have probably taken Katana Chance and Roxanne Perez. Hopefully we'll be able to just take Roxanne now. As NXT. NXT don't take anybody. So there is going to be a lot of free agents. And that is a strong roster there, my lord. Okay. I'm going to take Katana Chance.
SmackDown selects Katana Chance.
I'll be honest with you. It hurts to see this many good talents not being used. But I'm ending my draft. This is my draft. Oh, Lord. We're going to be so screwed. So we're at the moment where we have to pick our champions. So for our world champion, I kind of feel like I want to make it LA Knight, and then I want to turn him heel. Is kind of where I'm going with that. But then that will only leave Titus O'Neil and Reggie on the face side. Maybe we send LA Knight heel, we turn Cameron Grimes face, we turn Joaquin Wild, I don't know. But LA Knight is the one that's got star power for me. So I'm going to give him that 10 plus popularity. And then for the SmackDown Women's Championship, I'm gonna give it to Tamina. Tamina, she's been there for years. She can be the Women's Champion. So in terms of Hall of Fame trophies, we get a trophy if we complete 5 challenges this season. One of those challenges is to surpass 400,000 in the bank. I've already done that, so I suppose I've got to do one show to get that. Then we've also got book 25 matches that receive at least 3 stars. That could be tough. Fulfill 5 promises to superstars. That shouldn't be too bad. Complete 12 commissioner goals. That'll be easy. Make 3 superstars very happy. Okay. Book 5 shows with GM interference. I'm not the biggest fan of GM interference, so I might skip that. We've also got surpass 600k in the bank and surpass 300k in the bank. Again, I've already done that, so that should just tick off 3 challenges straight away. And then all we kind of have to target then is the 5 promises and the 12 commissioner goals, and we'll get 5 very easy. Now looking at the free agents available, it would be so easy to just jump in and grab whoever I wanted. But what we're going to do is, another rule for this is, if it's a permanent contract, it has to stick to the $150,000 or below rule, which means we would be able to hire Jinder Mahal or Ilya Dragovich, but we wouldn't be able to hire Ezekiel, for instance, because Ezekiel's more than 150,000. For the ones who you only get for a certain number of contracts, what I'm going to do is work it out as they have to be worth $9,000 per week. So we wouldn't get John Cena because $9,000 for 5 weeks is $45,000. He's 53. so that's too much. We wouldn't get Rey Mysterio, he's slightly too high. We wouldn't get Charlotte, she's slightly too high. But we would get Apollo Crews, he's about half of that. We would get, is there anybody else that we would get? We would get Lacey Evans, still around about that halfway mark. We would get T-Bar, because we would have a 90,000 there for 10 weeks. But hopefully that makes sense. So if it's permanent, has to be $150,000 or below. If it's for a set number of weeks, they have to be worth $9,000 per week. I hope that makes sense. And in terms of legends, I'm going to be staying away from legends at the moment. I'm not really sure what kind of prize I'm going to do for legends. But when we're looking at them here, I thought we might have got Umaga under the $9,000 a week rule, but we're not going to. We wouldn't get China, so that rule doesn't really work. Maybe it's like if I win a pay-per-view weekend or something, I'm not sure, but we're going to stay away from legends currently. And then going into the power cards, so in the store I'm not going to bother with these, but in the inventory we have the aforementioned Birth of Legends. That gives us 6 random superstars with a +6, and we've got Cactus Jack. I'm going to hit the Birth of Legends, I'm going to do it randomly. Okay, our champion got a boost in LA Knight, so let me book the first show, we'll come back and we'll see how it goes. So week 1 in the build up to Hell in a Cell in 4 weeks time, it's more of kind of a placeholder show. I want to get people into the right roles. I want to use as little money as possible. I want to hit a commissioner goal, and I just want to see if we get our challenges done, and then we can start building up into the matches that I want. So we're going to open up with Tamina versus Katana Chance in a women's championship match. I'm hoping Tamina's going to defend. That ruined it straight away. Katana Chance has pulled off the upset and has won the women's championship. It's a great match though. Apparently LA Knight turns from being a babyface to being a heel. He got given the championship, suddenly he becomes quite entitled, and it worked very well. In a mid-card match, we have tag team of Xia Li and Nikita Lyons taking on JC Jane and Shotzi. I think long term, I want Shotzi to turn into a face and then go up against a Tamina champion. So Tamina's going to have to get that belt back. But that is kind of a long-term goal. That's possibly not Hell in a Cell. In terms of this tag team match though, who's going to win? JC Jane and Shotzi walk out with the win. It was disappointing. A little rivalry is brewing as well, so that's not too bad. But you know, in terms of the show curve, we didn't want that to be too great. Joaquin Wilde, it was good, and he's become a face. That's good. I have a feeling he might go into the Intercontinental Championship kind of division. We've got Veer Mahan versus Reggie here, Giant versus Cruiser. What we got going on here? Veer Mahan destroys him, in my opinion. It was a mediocre match. It starts a rivalry. Not sure how I feel about that rivalry, but I'm glad that the right man won. Roxanne Perez with a charity promo gains us 5,000 fans. Very good there, happy for that. And then in the main event, it's a submission match because that was our commissioner goal from Triple H. He wanted to see a submission match. Cameron Grimes versus Titus O'Neil. Who's going to win? Cameron Grimes walks away with the win, and I was hoping the submission match was going to make it a better main event. It hasn't. It was mediocre. So we had a good booking. We had a joint best opener, kind of a meh mid-card, and then we failed at the main event, so that was not great. Did we get any rivalries? Yes, we did. We get any injuries? No, we didn't. In terms of SmackDown, they had no injuries there. In terms of NXT, no injuries. And then in terms of WCW, who started with an Extreme Rules match. Wow, okay. And that, no wonder why they got a good opening match. No injuries to think of there as well. How do we look here in terms of fans? So we gained 36,500 fans. Raw gained 39,000, so we're bottom at the moment. NXT gained 45,000, we're still bottom. And then WCW 45,000. We put on the worst show by far, which was probably to be expected. We've been met by Tamina. She's not happy about losing the championship last week, and she wants a rematch against Chance. And I agree, you are going to have a rematch this week. So looking at our Hall of Fame trophy progress, we've done 33% of the challenges completed. So for this week to complete 5 challenges, we've done 1, 2 and 3, so that's good. And we're on our way. We've done 1 of the 12 commissioner goals, and we've booked 1 match that has reached 3 stars. So I've gone into the To The Moon power card, and I think I'm going to put it on Joaquin Wilde. He's quite low down in the popularity, so after his match he will increase by 15, which should put him on 61, which is very, very good. Also, looking at the free agents, now that we've done those challenges, I can actually spend some of this money, and I'm looking at, we could pick up a Bobby Lashley. He's under the 45,000 that would be needed. We could pick up a Karrion Kross. None of them really excite me in terms of them being heels though. What I am kind of looking at, I'm looking at T-Bar. He's a giant. We have some cruisers that we could use, so I'm going to pick him up. 34,000 puts him under the limit that we would need. And then also I'm going to pick up Randy Orton. Now 9,000 a week means we would have had 90 grand as a budget. He's only 85. I'm gonna sign him, and I think that might be the Hell in a Cell main event. So let me book this show, and we're gonna see. We have the commissioner goal of book your least popular available star for a match this week. That shouldn't be too hard to do. And obviously we have the Tamina promise, which I think is gonna happen this week as well. Alright, so for this week's show, things are starting to take a little bit more of a shape for where we are going. So we got a tag team rivalry developing between Xia Li and Nikita Lyons versus JC Jane and Shotzi. We got Randy Orton debuting. We got the build up to the Intercontinental Championship, and then we got a Women's Championship rematch. So to start this one off, the tag team match, can this rivalry increase and build up? We managed to rent out a concert hall for this, so hopefully it has grown. The rivalry has grown. The fans are booing because the heels win again, so that's good. Randy Orton does a charity promo, which is excellent, bringing in 5,000 more fans. Veer Mahan has a submission match against Reggie. Kind of just want to end the rivalry, but also Veer Mahan wants to destroy the young guy. So of course Reggie wins by submission. The rivalry was complete. It was good. Yeah, okay, not really what I wanted. Cameron Grimes calls out Titus O'Neil. Their rivalry grows. Cameron Grimes just basically mocking Titus for losing to him last week. T-Bar takes on Joaquin Wilde. This is kind of leading up for the Intercontinental Championship match. Joaquin Wilde wins in a disappointing match. That's fine. I needed to get him on the show. He gets a plus 15 popularity rating, and in my mind now, the Intercontinental title is going to be contested between Veer Mahan and Joaquin Wilde at Hell in a Cell. We got a couple weeks to get there though, so to see if that changes. LA Knight manages to call out Randy Orton, obviously a little bit intimidated. A rivalry has begun. The star power of Randy Orton taking away from the champion. Hopefully that builds into a good rivalry. And then in the rematch for the Women's Championship, it got a good rivalry last week. A good score last week. It built up a rivalry. Can Tamina win her championship back? No, she can't. Katana Chance holds on to it. The rivalry has developed, which is kind of not what I wanted, but there we go. And Katana Chance retains the championship. Our show had a poor opening. I really wasn't expecting Veer Mahan and Reggie to do so good. That was probably me just not gaming it very well. Yeah, I think we had probably the second best show. Our main event did well. We're beating Raw and NXT in my mind, but maybe I'm wrong. Any injuries coming out of this? No. Any for the other shows? Doesn't look like it. No injuries there. No injuries there. They put on a Hell in a Cell and a TLC and didn't have any injuries. Tough luck for me. So we gained 39,000. That puts us on 1,077,000 fans. Well, I think we're still going to be last though, aren't we? Yeah, Raw edge us out by about 7,000, 6,000 fans. NXT, oh, they're tied with us. We're tied with NXT. That's not bad. WCW flying away with it though. Obviously another week goes by and I am going shopping once again. I'm seeing Sheamus for 41,000, putting him 4k underneath our budget, so we'll take him. I'm seeing Montez Ford at 85k, putting him 5k under the budget, so I'll take him. And then I'm kind of toying with the idea of picking up Liv Morgan. 10 weeks, only 63k. Also, Lacey Evans is there for 61k. So I don't want to spend all of my money, even though I've done those challenges. I'm kind of toying with the idea of Liv Morgan. Yeah, I think we're going to take Liv Morgan. Alright, for week 3, the show is bookended by tag team matches, and for the 3rd week in a row, JC Jane and Shotzi will be taking on Nikita Lyons and Xia Li, building up that rivalry, trying to get to Hell in a Cell to have a big blow-off match there. We're also going to have, well, actually, let's see who wins, shall we? JC Jane and Shotzi are currently 2-0, but Nikita Lyons, why can't I say her name? Nikita Lyons and Xia Li managed to pull one back, making it 2-1 in the rivalry. Randy Orton returns the favor and calls out LA Knight. This time their rivalry grows to a level 2. That's heating up nicely on the lead up to Hell in a Cell. Like I said, I wanted Tamina versus Liv Morgan, so that's what I get. And Tamina this time does get a win, so she can win matches when it's not the title on the line. Again, I didn't want a rivalry to brew there, but okay. And I think the rivalry between Katana Chance and Tamina has grown to a level 2. It's not entirely clear there. Joaquin Wilde takes on Cruz del Toro, but Veer Mahaan should run in and cause the DQ victory for Joaquin Wilde, building to Hell in a Cell there nicely. Didn't trigger a rivalry though. LA Knight does a charity promo to get us 5,000 fans. It was rated as good. And then in the main event, it's the other tag team match, the second bookend. It's a TLC tag team match, because Triple H wanted a TLC match on the show, and it's for the tag team championships. Cameron Grimes called in help from an old friend in Sheamus. Titus O'Neil called in help for a future primetime player in Montez Ford. Who's going to win the tag team titles? It's Titus's hometown. They win the tag team titles in a great main event. You love to see it. Did we walk away with any injuries? We had a good show, a nice little flow to it. We had the 3rd best main event. We seem to have definitely lost this week, though the other shows are picking up good talent, good scores, good star ratings. We got no injuries to talk about here. How about Raw? Nothing flagged. NXT, nothing flagged. WCW, nothing flagged. We was 3rd coming into this. We walk away with 1.125 million fans, so that should be a nice growth. 47,000 is a good jump. Raw, they get 54,000 fans extra, so they're still above us. On NXT, they're going to walk away with 1.12, so we are above NXT. That still should put us in 3rd. WCW probably walking away with about 1.2 mil. No, but they are still above us, so we hold on to 3rd. T-Bar says he wants to team with Del Toro. I mean, T-Bar, I brought you in just to be a giant. I'm willing to give it a go. I think so. Yeah, you can have it. I think, yes, you can. You can have a tag team match with Del Toro. And now we've got Sheamus as well coming in to speak to us, saying O'Neil cheated him in the tag match and he wants a rematch. Okay, easy booking. Easy booking. Okay, before we go into this week's show, I think I'm going to be a little bit naughty and I'm going to use Mick Foley's Cactus Jacked card. And to be honest with you, WCW are flying far ahead. In fact, I need to be quite smart with this. We're ahead of NXT, we're behind Raw, and WCW are flying. Do we take out Raw so that we can catch up, or do we take out WCW so that we neutralize them? Basically, the Cactus Jack card, if you don't know, selects the brand. You select the brand, and then 2 superstars who participate in the show will be injured. So now I'm thinking it's going to be this show. It could be next week's show, but the next week's show is the pay-per-view, so it could be strong. And I think actually we need to play this smart. I'm going to do it on Raw. We're catching Raw, or we're closest to Raw. So I've applied the Cactus Jacked promo card or power card to Raw. Hopefully that will slow them down and we can catch up. So this is the go home show for SmackDown with Hell in a Cell's premium live event this weekend. We're going to have Veer Mahaan taking on Reggie in a tables match. The idea here is that Veer Mahaan's going to destroy Reggie, and then that will give Joaquin Wilde something to call out Veer Mahaan. afterwards, which is, here we go, Joaquin Wilde then calls out Veer Mahan, basically saying, you know, I'm not Reggie. This is for the Intercontinental Championship at Hell in a Cell. I'm not afraid of you. We are going to do this. Also, I decided to hire a enhancement talent in Jody Garcia. I didn't feel the need to show you because she was only worth about 9 grand for 5 weeks. You know, these ones are cheap, so I didn't feel the need to show you that one. She's taking on Katana Chance. This is a commissioner goal. I needed to get my least popular giant on the show. That is Jody Garcia. She's going to take on the champion, and Tamina is going to run in, building to their title match at Hell in a Cell. Tamina's running, causing a DQ in my mind. Randy Orton does a charity promo, only rated okay, but brings in 5,000 fans nonetheless. He's going to be fighting for the championship against LA Knight at Hell in a Cell. We get match 4 of what seems to be a best of 5 series between Xia Li, Nikita Lyons against Shotzi and JC Jane. Obviously Shotzi and JC Jane are 2-1. No, it's now 2-2. Very nice, leading into the Hell in a Cell for the final match. LA Knight, sorry, Eli is a completely different universe. LA Knight basically telling Randy Orton he needs to focus because this could be his last chance at a title match inside Hell in a Cell. And then I know I wasn't going to do the rematch until Hell in a Cell in a tag team match, but I thought, you know what? Backstage brawl, main event, Sheamus jumps Titus O'Neil, and maybe, just maybe, Cameron Grimes can help Sheamus beat Titus O'Neil in a backstage brawl. But that should do the Superstar promise as well. We had an okay show. It wasn't terrible. Wasn't absolutely terrible. Any injuries? Doesn't say we have any injuries, so that's good. I'm not going to run through the other ones. I can't be bothered. We walk away with 45,000 new fans, so we're on 1.18. Does that help us catch up with anyone? Raw are currently on 1.19, so they're 10,000 fans away from us. NXT, who we were ahead of, we're still ahead of. Okay, we've made that jump now. We're 14,000 fans ahead of NXT, so that is good. And WCW, they're just steamrolling away. No, Raw are now top. Okay, so we Cactus Jacked Raw, and they are now top. We get a free crew booking, so that's nice. Okay, so we are third. So it looks like Raw have struck back. We Cactus Jacked them. They have limited stock us. That basically means that if we try to buy a power card in the power card shop, it's going to cost us double. I don't do that often. They've also applied a double cost. Oh wow, now that one is strong. That is strong. They've attacked us with 2 power cards. Double the cost of an opposing brand's matches for next week's show. That's very good considering we have Hell in a Cell coming up and I need to do a Hell in a Cell match there. Now Roxanne Perez says that she's been benched for a while. She wants to get back in the ring. Don't you have room for me in a match on tonight's card? You want a match on the main pay-per-view show? Yeah, can I give you a promo, Roxanne? Alright, that's cool. Roxanne, you get a promo this week. I'll try and get you on the show next week. No problem. I can't get you on a premium live event. Sheamus, you're very welcome for the rematch, my friend. Good victory out there. Now, just before the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I've decided we're actually going to fire back because I looked at the show cost for my Hell in a Cell and it's taking up about 2/3 of my leftover budget. Now, when you consider that I had so much money and I'm already now down to nearly just over 100,000, I need to fire back. I know I started the war against Raw. I don't care. I'm firing back. I'm hitting them with a veto star. So in the first show after Hell in a Cell, they will not be able to use their most popular superstar. You want to play with fire? You're going to get burned. Let's go on to the Hell in a Cell. So for tonight's Hell in a Cell, we booked out the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view arena to get that premium live event bonus. We have a Hell in a Cell main event, which we'll get to in a moment. But we also failed a commissioner goal. We'll come to that too in a minute. And we used that 9 out of 9, that veto star on Raw for next week. So in tonight's show, opening the match is a tornado tag match. Apparently all of my matches are costing double thanks to Raw, so thank you for that. Now, I wanted this to be the blow-off match, the final match, but it only made it to level 3, so I don't think you can finish a rivalry at level 3. but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The best of 5 was won by Nikita Lyons and Xia Li, and the rivalry is complete. That's brilliant. They came from 2-0 down to win 3-2 in that best of 5 series. I'm very happy for them. This also leads into the Roxanne Perez promo that I promised her. She's gained us 5,000 fans. Then we have the women's title match. Another rematch. Tamina's been causing hell for Katana Chance. Can she get back her championship? No, she can't. Katana Chance wins and retains the championship in a great match, ruining my show already. How has that beaten the Tornado Tag? The Tornado Tag was a rivalry complete as well, so that's thrown my show for whack straight away. Cruz del Toro cuts a promo because why not? We get the Intercontinental Championship match. Joaquin Wilde versus Veer Mahan. Mick Foley made it an Extreme Rules match just to even the playing field. Who's going to walk away as the Intercontinental Champion? Veer Mahan. And the rivalry has grown. It's a 4.5 star classic in the middle of the show. I think that's good. I think that's good. It helps, you know, up, down, up, down, up. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't do a promo after that. We then have the tag team title rematch. Montez Ford and Titus O'Neil defending against Sheamus and Cameron Grimes. Can the champions retain? Yes, they can. Titus O'Neil and Montez Ford retain the tag team championships. That leads into a Liv Morgan promo, which hopefully, yes, gives us 5,000 extra fans. And now the main event, the Hell in a Cell match for the WWE SmackDown World Championship. LA Knight versus Randy Orton. I had to fail the commissioner goal in this one. Triple H said, do not book your most popular bruiser. I'm sorry, brother, that doesn't work for me. That is my world champion. LA Knight defends. Can he walk out with the championship? No. Randy Orton is the new WWE SmackDown World Heavyweight Champion in a legendary 5-star match. Welcome to the show, Randy. We're going to have to keep you. So looking at my show now, do we get any injuries? We had the best main event. We had a poor opening. My first mid-card outperformed the opener. I know that through it, to be honest with you. But the mid-card match was banging. The main event match was banging. So I'm happy for that. Any injuries? Titus O'Neil injured for 5 weeks. The tag team champion is out for 5 weeks. That was a worry. It really was. Okay, what happened on Raw? Any injury? Kevin Owens is out for 3 weeks. Gunther is out for 5 weeks. That might have been my power card striking there. That's very good. Gunther and Kevin Owens. I'm happy with that. Looking at now NXT, sorry. No injuries. They made it out alive. No injuries. Was this a tag match? Or was it a Fatal 4? I think it was a tag match. Yeah, I think that was a tag match. Okay. And then in the final for WCW, oh wow. Dexter Lumis and Austin Theory were both injured in their tables match. That's wow. Okay, that's rough. Then looking at the gains now. We gained 144,000 fans. That is crazy. We are 1, 3, 2, 4. We're first. Oh, wow. In 1 month, we've jumped to first. That is absolutely crazy. T-Bar wants to renegotiate a contract. How much does he want? He'd be interested in staying for 38k. How about 26? He's taking it though, so that's good. Akira's had enough of this crap. He says that working for SmackDown has been a joke. I agree, mate. He wants a 100k bonus. See you later, Akira. And the next show is going to take place on the next video. So make sure you leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe for that as we get the shake up. Fan favorites gain morale and rule breakers gain 15 popularity. I'm going to go for this one. Classic booking, I think. We get morale and popularity. I'm taking that. Look at that, our popularity. Veer Mahan is 87 popularity. Sheamus 85. Wow. That was a good choice, I think. Yeah, like I said, guys, make sure you hit the like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And if you do hit this video's views upwards, we'll be able to carry on for a second episode as we lead in to WrestleMania Backlash. The calendar's all over the place. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace!